Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man, hope everybody's having a great Sunday, man. What y'all doing? What's going on? How's everybody's Sunday going, man? I hope everybody's in good spirits and good vibes and good everything. Just good, alright? That's the word for the day. Alright, man, so I've been talking about Coloco lately, and I think I may be higher on him than some other people. And then, then Ron Harper Jr., the name keep coming up and be like, Chris, you gotta check it out. And I seen they signed him and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and this is the confession from me. I be trying not to just, I be trying to keep a balance because it's sports channel and it's football season. I be trying to keep a balance of things, man. And sometimes it get hard though because it's like, I want to talk about this stuff. I'm like, I gotta make sure I'm balancing myself. I'm about to say something here, guys. And when I say it, I want you to ride with me for a little bit on it. I'm gonna read you something. I'm gonna read this to you guys. All right. Seems like he's going to be more of a system guy. A guy who needs to find the right fit. If he does, he could end up being a 15 to 17 point guy down the road. Alright, I want to point out some things. His form isn't ideal, but watch him play, you'll see a consistent release, which is a good sign. Shooting off the dribble or on the move off a screen, he becomes much less reliable. But that's the kind of thing that can develop over time, especially when you're dealing with. All right, cool. You know who I'm reading about, right? Ron Harper? No, James Harden. That's what was said about James Harden when he came into the league. He might give you 15. I say that to say because first of all, I'm not saying he's going to be James Harden. It's not what I'm saying. He's bigger. He's big. He's a lot bigger. He don't have the droop that James Harden has. But when I look at him, I'm looking at body type, and people are like, oh, he's going to slim down and talk. No. He got this slither. It's the same thing that James Harden got. It's like this, and I'm not talking about new James. I'm talking about old James. Y'all know the James I'm talking about, right? Don't come at me about that. But he got this slither that he could just finish around. And his shot you remember they said, now they were talking about James Harden, but the same thing that been said about Ron Harper Jr. shot. It ain't perfect. It works. They said, listen. Because I keep hearing people, and this is the thing, a player got something to him. You start to look and notice other teams saying, man, I've heard people say, if the Warriors can get him, boy, that'd be a major piece. And this is just what was said. And these me doing research. If who else said it? Who else? The Celtics like, oh, he'll be a beast for them. You start to see other teams gravitating to this guy, and it's something else I want to say too. You know what I think is hurting these players? Why these players are falling down the draft board? I'm gonna be honest with you, or in his case, you know what I'm saying? Not even completely off the draft board. The reason why they're falling, it's like this negative thing now. Oh, you didn't come out your first year? Oh, that player didn't come out his first year. He might not be the guy because you supposed to come out the first year. Oh, he stayed 4 years? Well, you know what I love about 4-year players? What I love most about the 4-year guys that come in, the guys that stayed and worked on their craft and got better, I ain't got to mold as much. You're a 19-year-old compared to a 22-year-old is a big difference. I know. I promise y'all, I was 19 and I was 22 before. It's a big difference. It's a big difference because for one, the kid element is gone. When you start to hit 22, you're like, hey man. First of all, thank you for the opportunity because I don't know where this was going. I'm here. I stayed. I grinded. I take this serious. When you're 19, you're a kid. You're coming into something as a kid. You're wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. The maturity ain't set in. And a lot of times you get situations where you got to deal with immature stuff. They don't quite get it yet. You know, like granted, some players come out and just look phenomenal. But you notice, right? And I ain't going to call no players out. But you notice some. Let's look at last year's draft. Last year's draft, some of those young guys that came out looked immature. You just red carpet rolled out for them. They looking suave, you know. A lot of that crap you see and you're like, bro, are you going to put the work in? Because everybody said, right? And that actually pisses me off. Oh, let's get to work, baby. Let's get to work. But when you pay attention, they're not getting to work. See, someone that comes in, and this is my hypothesis. Someone that comes in at 22 or after 4 years of college or whatever, when they come in, they understand, yo, life is real. I just had to grind for those 4 years to get here. I appreciate this a little bit more because no red carpet was rolled out for me. No red carpet was rolled out for me. I appreciate this. I'm going to grind. When I look at the fact that Ron Harper Jr. increased his shooting percentage from behind the arc from 3, I don't know say it. You can tell I've been reading, right? Like I'm just starting to quote. From subpar 30s to in the 40s, 40% from behind the 3. That's amazing, man. But that's work. That means he wasn't just in college mucking around. He was in college putting in the work. That he's created a base of work. Let's keep it real. We know what happens with a lot of these I'm the guys coming out of college. They're coasting through. They're like, hey, man, I'm going to the league, dog. I'm chilling. All right, what we doing? All right, cool. I'm going to do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. Hey, I'm going to the league. They just trying to get through. I'm just trying to get to the league. Hey, I'm just trying to get the draft day and have my moment. You know what I'm saying? That's what all that's happening. But those guys that work, those guys that come from, I had to grind every day. I had to grind for 4 years to get this opportunity. You think I'm going to let this? I'm sorry. I root for the underdog. I root for the freaking underdog. And when I'm looking at a guy, and this guy got intensity to him. I remember seeing one of the shots where I didn't even know he still had the ball and he was able to make that in. Now those are shots that are rare, but you could tell that he understands scoring. He's worked on it. Now his defense, him and the Raps, they're gonna work on that. They're gonna work on his defense and his defense because you trust me. I'm of the belief if you can't play defense, you might not see on time. So they're gonna work with him on that. And the core, man. Sometimes you gotta look at where these players are going. I love the Raptors. Nate, you don't have a guy there in Toronto like, yo, I'm the guy. Yo. Yeah, you might hear me. Y'all heard that? Did anybody hear that during the NBA draft? Where certain rookies were like, oh, yeah. I haven't talked to the A player on the team. That's what we'll call him. I ain't talked to them just yet, but yeah. Oh, so and so called me. I'm there. No, when you heard about you hear about a team. You know, them guys getting together, spending time together, working out. Raptors are already in the lab. They're not telling you better get your butt to work. Hey, we in the lab. You better come. If you doing what we doing, get in here. Let's get to work. Love it, man. I love it. I love this pick. I love this signing. I love this signing. I'm gonna watch. Like, guys, I be so intrigued. Like, I love when these new guys come in, man. I be so freaking intrigued. And Ron Harper Jr., I'm intrigued, man. I'm intrigued. Body type a little different. It ain't what you normally see, but I think the kid got something. We'll see. But anyway, with that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you guys be great, man.